All right. Hey, welcome, y'all. Welcome back to the Village Hidden Discreets. I am Dr. Griffs.
My name is Bam.
And welcome back. Yo, how have you been lately?
Oh, me. So, just like we were talking about a little bit before we started recording, I've been feeling a lot more productive. One of the things I've been doing more, I guess a better job of doing is taking things one day at a time.
Okay.
You know, I was talking to my dad earlier, I think like earlier this week, and he was like, because I'm always making plans for the future, I'm always have something in the works that I'm thinking about, I'm always looking ahead, right? And my dad says like, you know, son, it's good to plan for the future, but always remember that tomorrow will never come.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so
can you elaborate on that one?
Yeah. So the idea behind it, and it almost blew my mind when he explained this to me. But it's like, tomorrow will never come because today is always today. You're never, like, when you go to tomorrow, what day is that for you? Today.
Today, yeah.
Yeah, like today was tomorrow, right? But you don't experience it as tomorrow, you experience it as today. So the idea is like, if you're so focused on tomorrow and what you're going to do tomorrow, then you reduce the amount of focus and attention you can bring to tasks and activities you're supposed to do today. Does that make sense?
And is this just a casual conversation with you and your dad?
Yeah. Kind of it was just an idea that like I was expressing to him, like, you know, I was expressing to him in terms of what I want, and like he got the vibe that I wasn't really appreciative of like where I was in my present moment. And so like if you're always looking outwards and towards like, oh, I'll get happiness tomorrow, I'll get what I want tomorrow, then you miss out on all the pleasures and experiences and, you know, the things you're supposed to do today. And so I've been adopting that into my life of recently, and I've been, instead of like looking out towards what I'm supposed to do tomorrow, I'm really zoning in terms of what I'm supposed to do today. And so basically how I balance it out is like, towards at the end of the day, I'll create like a task list of things that I want to do for tomorrow that are in line with like my long-term goals. So it's kind of like you have to have a balance. You can't be like YOLO with it. You can't just throw away your desires for the future, because then you don't have anything consistent to work on in the moment, right? So you kind of have to find a balance of it. So for me, I'm still trying to find a balance of it, but I feel like I'm on a better track towards finding that balance. But yeah, just been a lot more productive, putting more work into the podcast, a lot more work into my own personal channel, and work into my fitness and my health and stuff. So I've been feeling in a good way, in a good mood, you know, at least for the past week and a half. So what about you, Doctor? What about you?
I just want to say again, that was a pretty profound comment or conversation to have on a random Tuesday, Sunday, or shout out to y'all.
Shout out to my dad, you know, dad.
What I've been up to lately? Well, so I've entered my new yearly cycle like about a week or so ago, and I've been getting used to like this new schedule at work. So, you know, the Village in the Streets, we kind of do this when we have free time. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not our first priority right now. We kind of just try to put it in our schedule. So what I do outside of this kind of has a great impact on this. So my schedule's has been changed. So now I'm getting used to, you know, being able to put out more content and stuff like that. So I'm working more on making my own music, as well as just kind of experimenting. Yeah.
It's like, you know, this is not our jobs. You know, it's like, this is something that we do on the side. Like, you know, me and Dr. Griffs, like, we try our best to be professional, but at the end of the day, we're unprofessional. And we try to do our best to be consistent and like work within our schedules and everything. Kind of like, you know, it's actually interesting because you see sometimes at least I know for myself, sometimes I can look towards these YouTubers and content creators with massive followers and subscribers, and they tell about their daily schedule and their daily routine, and they're like, it's not going to work for most people that are just starting out, because most people have like bills and other responsibilities they have to take care of. So you really have to take time out of your own free time to like put in the work into other things, and then give it your best and see what fruits grow from that. But one thing that like I've been really happy with today, right, or this week, is that I work out a lot. And so one of the things that one of my favorite lifts is the deadlift. Like, I love deadlifting because that's like my strongest lift. But for the past couple of weeks, my lift has been feeling kind of like weak, and like it's been like I haven't been able to hit the usual numbers I'm usually able to hit. And so I was just getting frustrated by it, and I decided to take a break from deadlifts and focus more on some like lower weight and like higher volume type stuff. And so after giving myself time to rest and recover, I felt my power come back to the deadlifts, right? And so speaking of power, this is what this video is about. Today we're going to be talking about power systems in anime.
I was thinking about all the transitions I was going to make.
wait, just for, did you have a clear transition in mind?
It was formulating. Oh, I saw you start smiling, so I was like, oh crap, he's building onto something.
Yeah.
But I was probably going to say something like, it takes time to build anything in life, these channels, or like think about anime, for example. Goku wasn't always going ultra instinct. It took time for him to build that power. Bam, what do you think about some of the best uses of power shown in anime? It should have probably been something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking an hour before we were recording, like, okay, what's a good transition? What can I use? So I was like, let me try to figure it out. That was the best. I feel like it wasn't the best one, but it gets us where we need to go. So
I think if we stop saying, hey, welcome, and we just start saying like, yo, then you said, I've been doing like deadlifts to get my power up, and instead of this is the next episode, I think if we didn't do that, I think it'd been smooth. It'd been 30 minutes in, like, yo, when are they gonna start?
Yo, what are we talking about today? But like, guys, we're 45 minutes in, and this is what we were talking about.
We go back like, oh crap, that's what it was about. But yeah, viewers, this is like a behind the scenes conversation, how we talk, when we talk about logistics of the channel. So but yeah, I liked it. It was a good intro. Oh. Could you scoot over a little bit? The light in the mirror is reflecting. There you go. That's perfect.
Okay.
There's light in your mirror that's reflecting into the.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
There's a light in mine. Oh, there was one, so I kind of screwed over here. That's what happened.
Okay. All right, guys. So after that long intro, we're talking about power systems in anime. I kind of want to come at it from a point of view of, I really like complex power systems, right? And complexity from not just like, I don't like power systems that are so convoluted it just doesn't make sense, and I don't like power systems that like a mangaka or a creator of a series just adds on to the end part of it. Like, if you remember, one power that always annoyed me the most was the Sharingan from Naruto. Like, I love the power in the beginning because they explained it out so clearly. It's like, hey, this is the visual prowess of the Uchiha. We use these eyes to be able to read your movements and copy your techniques. Bet, clean, great. Then later on we find, these eyes do genjutsu. I was like, okay, a little bit of a stretch. It works. And then we get to Shippuden, and now you're summoning giant spiritual giants.
You're summoning a spirit Gundam.
Spirit Gundam. You're creating black flames that never go out, never burn out. You're creating different realities manipulation. It's just like, wow, like so like it just didn't make sense. It's just like, I like powers that like, okay, the creator explains the foundation of it, and then you could build off of it in terms of the characters doing different complex, unique things with the powers. But like when you start adding stuff towards the end, you're like, oh yeah, this power does this. Oh yeah, this power does this. It kind of feels like you're just kind of going with what's convenient for you in the moment. And then it kind of feels like I lose, for lack of a better word, I start losing faith in the power system, you know.
You know, speaking about Naruto and the big three, I feel like Bleach did that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Initially, okay, you got Kenpachi. He doesn't really have powers. He just slashes his sword, right? Ichigo, he gets fast and gets super potential. You know what I'm saying? You got the ice guy, you got the fire guy. But then, you know, Aizen starts where, you know, he gets things kind of shifty. You know what I'm saying? His powers of reality manipulation. Okay. But the main Bleach guy I think about is Yuwak. You know, the last villain.
Oh, the Quincy King?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like his powers is just all over the place.
Can you break it down? Because my girl loves Bleach. But yeah. I never read the manga, so I've only like seen clips and videos of him being discussed. Okay. So if you could break down what he does, because like from what I hear, he's basically God in a weird way.
Yeah. So Yuwak, his powers are. Let me actually look this up because it was really ridiculous. So I looked up all Yuwak abilities. Yuwak was born with the innate ability to distribute a piece of his soul to another by being touched by them. Yuwak acquires powers by bestowing an ability, allowing his wielder to cultivate it and then taking it back. So that's not saying the whole thing. My guy could basically
hold on. So he takes a piece of his soul like Voldemort, gives it to somebody else, and then that piece of his soul creates a power. Like he doesn't know what power it's going to be. It creates a power, and then he's like, you did a good job of growing this shit. So basically, he's an investor. He gives money to companies, and then he's like, "Oh, y'all made a lot of money. I'll sell my stocks now. I'll take back that money."
That's an interesting way to look at it. But I just remember watching it or reading it, and it was just like every chapter he had a new power. I'm like, yo, what is going on? It was just really ridiculous. They won by plot. You know, spoiler alert. Ichigo doesn't die in the end.
Yeah, because I remember a scene where, you know, Ichigo basically gets his final full, you know, form, fusing like his Quincy powers and the Hollow powers and the Shinigami powers all together, and then he comes out looking cool. Like he got the half horn thing going on, got the black line. He's ready to go, full hybrid form, ready to go. And then he swings the sword, and he's like, nope, the sword just breaks. We just get a paddle, the sword breaks. So I don't know, did he change that, or like how did they win in the end?
You know, I think he got slightly distracted. Yeah, we haven't watched Bleach in a while. But I'm looking at a quick little article. This isn't the most, you know, reliable website, but it says top 10 of his abilities. He can heal each other. He can heal others with a single touch. He can create shadow portals. He's at least a millennium old. His powers can be temporarily transferred. He can enhance Quincy abilities. He can puppeteer those with Quincy heritage. He is able to blend dimensions together. He can devour Ryetsu from anything. He might be faster than Yamamoto. Then said Blue Vin and some power he used.
Oh yeah, the Quincy's got different. I think they're based on German, right? So they have different like Blue Vein, you know, Quincy things. Yeah.
So his powers, I was always like, yo, okay, he can do whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching like X-Men, and so you got Wolverine. Okay, you got Bone Claws. He can heal. That's a pretty straightforward power.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah, for sure. Magic, he can regenerate, and he's got Bone Claws. Simple, clear.
But I think like Mr. Fantastic's child could like create universes, and I just like a simple power scale. I want it to make sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I just want to be able to follow it. Like I want, like as a reader or as a watcher of an anime or a show, is like I want to, like when two characters get into conflict and they start pulling stuff out of their butts, I want to know, how they're able to do this. Like, oh, they're taking advantage of this aspect of the power system. Oh, they're doing this. This is how they're able to, like, you know, when they clash. Oh, his effect. Okay, got it. But like when you start being like you know what, the power system that like I dislike the most like out of every other power system, the one I dislike the most is Dragon Ball Z. Like, love Dragon Ball Z, grew up with it and everything, but it's literally the most simplest power system. It's like, I have a higher power level than you, so I win. There's no tactics involved. That's why the old Dragon Ball Z characters like Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, they can't do nothing in the most recent series and stuff. Unless I haven't read the manga though, so I don't know.
So are you dislike how much how the power of someone could really influence a fight? Like Krillin, he might be a smart fighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't gonna do nothing to get to Jiren because Jiren's just untouchable.
Yeah. I don't like.
Okay.
I don't like power systems that are like so open ended that it's just like, I have more power than you, and there's no way you can reasonably beat me, right? It's like it's different than. Well, there was one instance in Dragon Ball Super where they played with that a little bit more. They tried to be a little bit more tactical, right? Where I think they taught Future Trunks the containing Spirit Wave, where they try to trap Zamatsu in the jar, right? And so that's a little bit of tactics, right? You have a technique that doesn't necessarily rely on a person's power level, and to use that in battle and stuff. But for the most part, Dragon Ball Z is like, my power level's better than you. It's not really tactics. I don't know if I see tactics really playing a role in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I think probably after the Frieza fight, because I think up to that point they're still double teaming people, and Frieza's main character fault was he was looking down on people because he had the scouter. You know what I'm saying? I think after that fight they kind of lost that idea
of the scouter,
of like how power, the number associated with you isn't necessarily representative of how well of a fighter you are, or how, I guess, strong you can be, your potential.
Mm-hmm.
I think once everyone stopped using power, the scouters, like that's when there's less strategy involved in the fights. That's what I think.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball Z did, like, when we got to the Frieza arc, we did have some unique abilities kind of come into play. Especially from the Frieza's army. We had some unique abilities that the characters would bring up. Like Ginyu. Like how he's able to switch bodies. Like, that's a unique ability.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But like...
Krillin with the solar flare, I feel like he used that a couple times to like run away and all that stuff.
So it's like, but like as the series got on, like I think it was like when we got into the Cell arc, is like literally like, oh man, I'm losing. What do I do? Oh, I just need to power up, get more power. It's like tactics became less of a. It felt like we obviously see them fighting, but it felt like less of a thing of like, oh, I beat you because I outsmarted you. It always felt like I beat you because I just have more power than you. It's like, oh, I can't beat you in Super Saiyan 1, I'll just go Super Saiyan 2. I'll go beyond that.
Yeah. Whereas in like Dragon Ball, Goku, I think he lost control of his arms. So he did a Kamehameha with his feet to headbutt the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't really see that in Dragon Ball Z. I guess in Dragon Ball Super, there's a cool scene where, he rolled the energy blast with his Kamehameha. That was a cool scene.
Yeah, that's cool.
Tactical scene. Well, it was a cool scene.
It was flashy. It was flashy.
For sure. I think, like Naruto, the first half of Naruto, the power scaling was really well thought out. It wasn't... There's people who were stronger than you. Like when Zabuza had Kakashi, and Naruto and Sasuke had to work together, and they threw Naruto as a windmill shuriken and caught Zabuza off the... Like, that's not happening in late Dragon Ball Super. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, Naruto, I think, like, especially early, I agree with you completely. Like, early Naruto takes full advantage of the power system really well. Because they base their, you have the more abstract jutsus, right? Like, you have this, like Shikamaru's, like, shadow manipulation type stuff. But then you have most jutsus in the series are kind of based off the elements, you know, the more fundamental ones, like you got earth, water, fire. So if someone throws a fireball at you, and you know a water jutsu, water dragon, and that nerfs the fire, right? So like you as a viewer, you understand, okay, man throws fire at you, you drew water at you, you know, fire's gone, makes sense, right? And so then you get more tricky and tactical with it. But yeah, it was until like we got to the latter part of Naruto where it became similar to Dragon Ball Z, where it became like, I have more chakra than you, or like I have so much chakra I could just bend the laws of physics to my will, you know?
Like the when they're trying to save Sasuke, and all the fights got broken up, so it was like Neji versus the Spider Guy, Choji versus the Boulder Guy. You know what I'm saying? There was so much strategy in all those. A lot of those fights, especially the Neji fight. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
He's channeling his chakra through the web to get the guy. Like that, like Neji should have lost that fight, but his victory made sense. It didn't feel like it was out of nowhere. It felt like he really earned that victory. You know what I'm saying?
It was like perfect to the power system of like what we know about Neji's fighting style, what we know about that guy's fighting style, what we know about chakra in general. It made so much sense how he won. You know, and that's what I love. That's what I loved about scenes like that. It's like, does it make sense, and is it creative? You know, does it just make sense? You know, but some animes don't make that much sense. Do you have a particular? Oh, say your thing first. Say your thing.
Yeah. So you kind of started talking about this a little bit earlier, but I think one of the best power scale systems is kind of what you started talking about earlier.
Okay.
I know it's not necessarily an anime, but Avatar, The Last Airbender. I mean, you gotta say more.
Yeah.
The whole show, the intro is about the balance.
It's so
water, earth, fire, air. 100 years ago, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole intro is about balance. Like you see, waterbenders get OP when the moon is showing, but they don't really see. You don't really see the OP-ness. Pause. You don't really see how overpowerful waterbenders are until Korra. You know what I'm saying? Because in Korra, there's
the Equalists and yeah.
Her uncle's a waterbender. You know, the guy with the mask, he's a waterbender. All these bloodbenders, you see like waterbenders are really wild in Korra. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in the first Avatar, it's like, you know, waterbenders are right here. Let's not fight them in the snow or nighttime. That makes sense.
Facts.
Firebenders, let's not fight them near a volcano or during Frozen Comet. That makes sense.
Facts.
Earthbenders, don't fight them
anywhere.
Yeah, fight them on a boat.
Fight them on a boat made of metal.
Put them on a boat made of metal, and you're good to go. Airbenders, kill them off as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? So it made sense. Avatar, the power scaling made sense. The fight scenes never feeling like they pulled something out of. Okay, maybe towards the end with the whole spirit turtle, that seemed kind of off. But for the most part,
yeah. The spirit turtle thing in Avatar. I actually think that
the lion turtle.
I think that made sense, bro.
Spiritually, it does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But did that kind of come out of nowhere though? They kind of talked about it, but it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like, okay, maybe I need to take off my nostalgia glasses because I give Avatar a pass on a lot of things. Like, I love Avatar. But, and you know, let me know if I'm being too, like, nostalgic or giving it too much of a free pass, right? But I feel like because the Avatar is not just a physical being, he's a spiritual being. So it's like whatever he's got going on in the physical plane, the spirits are like, all right, what's the bridge between worlds up to today? You know, so like they're like out here like checking and seeing what's up with Aang and stuff. So it makes sense that like if like you have this thousands of year old creature that's also a physical and spiritual being, this lion turtle is like, yo, I usually stay out of people's business, but the firebender is really wild enough. They're really wild about to destroy the whole world. So he's like, all right, let me talk to the Avatar. See, hey, you got a plan? What you got going on, man? Like, what's What's happening? You know, he's about to burn off the whole world. I'm not saying that matters to me too much, but you know, I live here, so let's. So, and also the introduction of the energy bending. You know, because Avatar from the jump was saying like it gave off that essence of like you're using your own energy internally to bend these elements. It made sense that like at least made sense to me that like energy bending potentially could be a thing because you're using your energy to bend the elements. But there's people from different tribes that are connected more to a specific element, so they only learn how to bend that element. But the Avatar is like can do all that.
I guess that's the only thing in the show that wasn't shown previously. Like lightning bending was shown as early as the first season. I think they're on a boat. Lightning's like hit the boat. Iroh redirected it, and
that's
he didn't really make much like a scene of it. But then later on, Azula tries to shoot Zuko with lightning. Iroh redirects it. Then Zuko's like, "Yo, can you teach me that?" And he was like, they spent the whole episode of Iroh showing him how to redirect. Mm-hmm. Zuko's like, "Yo, shoot lightning at me," and I was like, "Why would I do that? Are you crazy?"
He said, "You're crazy? What are you talking about? Like, you could die."
Yeah, like, why would I do that? So then you see Zuko, you know, learning how to redirect lightning, and then, you know, his dad shoots lightning at him. The lightning gets kind of gets reoccurring. The blood bending, there's a whole episode dedicated to that, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And Katara's like, "I'll never blood bend," and then she's looking for her mom's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. and she blood bends him. You know what I'm saying? Well, not him, but who she thought was him.
Yeah.
So like, there's foreshadowing. So
I remember Zuko looking at Katara like, "Hold up, you could do that? Hold on.
Yeah, let me leave you alone."
He said, "Waterbenders could do that?" Like, what? Yeah. I feel like waterbenders are the most overpowered, but low key, I think air wins. The reason why I think air wins is because in Avatar The Last Airbender, waterbenders win. Y'all got blood bending, y'all got the different phase, you can make solid, liquid stuff. It's very versatile. Y'all can heal. So like, you guys got a lot of versatile stuff going on compared to the other elements and stuff. Like, if you guys got enough water, y'all good, right? And you can use your sweat, and you've got blood bending, y'all good. Like, you can't lose. But when we got to like Legend of Korra, and we got Saphir. We got Saphir, and Saphir did that whole like asphyxiation thing where he pulls out the oxygen from the Earth Queen. I'm like, okay, the reason why airbenders are not as powerful as the other elements is because airbenders are like, I'm not trying to like, you know, end nobody. You know, so
they're pacifists.
They're pacifists. So it's like, if you had an airbender that wasn't a pacifist, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna take all the oxygen out of this room. What you gonna do? You gonna bloodbend me when you can't breathe? Okay.
I don't know why I was talking about this when I was so young. Cause I don't know when Avatar came out. It was probably like early 2000s, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is me, early 2000s. I was like, yo, can't Aang just take the people's air out their lungs? Now I might need some therapy back then. I don't know why I thought about that.
We're racist in hard areas, guys. We're racist.
When I saw Zahir pull the Earth Queen's, man,
I was like, that's what I'm talking about. It makes sense.
I said, man, Aang, the Fire Lord got lucky. The Fire Lord was Zahir would have been like, yo, well.
So like, how can you breathe? Because even firebending is like, it's about their breath, like, you know. So like, if you just stop the person from breathing, they not.
And I mean, even like Naruto, when he found out that he was a wind element and Sasuke was a fire element, and Yamato was like, "You'd lose in this fight." Naruto was like, "Well, with my wind, I could strengthen Sasuke's fire." Okay, so it shows that, you know, you need wind to strengthen the fire of something. So maybe theoretically speaking, you might be able to take the air out of the fire. He can remove the air from the region of the firebender, and then basically it's just like poof coming out. You know, and also firebending is fire. Like, I remember in the series, Uncle Iroh was teaching Zuko that firebending comes from the breath. It's like, you know, like that release. So like, you take the person's ability to go, you know, you can't firebend. we are not chemistry majors, so if you know exactly how fire is created and combustion, let us know.
Yeah. But Avatars has an amazingly. It's simple, but it's well done. It's like it's simple to the point where it's like a person, anybody like a normie or a person that doesn't like watch cartoons or anime or whatever, they could sit down. A normie, right? They could sit down, watch a couple episodes of Avatar, and be like, "This makes sense." I understand, like Earth. You know, if you throw a big enough rock at somebody, yeah, like Earthbend.
So, for clarification, what would you want to be in this world?
In this world.
This world. So day to day, you could be one of the 4 elements. What would you be? I guess 5th element, the cabbage man.
My cabbages. You know, I gotta go with waterbending. I gotta go with waterbending.
Why that?
You don't have to go to the doctor. You don't have to go to the doctor. You just need to spend a little bit of time, like maybe like if you just become an EMT or like take the EMT class, which is like 4 months to 6 months, your waterbending basically fixes everything. Once you learn, you can do blood bending on yourself. Like, oh, I got a tumor, let me fix that. Quick. Oh, I need to heal it. Oh, I got a boo boo, a cut, a bruise. Water. You know, it's like air would be the second one for me, but I think water would be a lot more useful in everyday. I could even use water as a means to like levitate things towards me, because say for example I have like this card or something, right? I could splash some water in the card, bend the water, bring the card towards me, and I could literally just bend out all the water from the card to a point where it becomes dry. So
can you bring the card closer to the camera? I need to take some notes on what.
Hey,
oh,
you thought it? Hate this guy. You may take the guy from the Bronx, but
nah, yo, water is probably definitely the best bet. Cause what are you gonna do with fire? Like, unless you were a soldier, a firefighter.
Oh yeah,
there's nothing you could really do with fire.
And if you're a firefighter, just be a waterbender.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
I guess firefighters could stop fire.
Yeah. I see. There was a flashback episode with. Yeah, I love Avatar. A flashback episode with what was the Avatar before Aang? Roku. So Roku's best friend, the previous Fire Lord. There, when they were fighting the volcano, we saw the Fire Lord literally pulling the heat from the volcano and then pushing out the other way. And so it was.
I didn't know Sozin. Was that Sozin?
Yes, Sozin's comment.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like airbender, like in the day-to-day life, water. Like I have water right here. What if it's too warm? I just
cool it, turn some ice.
Water bend it, cool it. You know what I'm saying? I have water filters in my house.
Yeah.
If I'm a water bender, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Like water is lit. Y'all got me messed up.
Yo, you don't have to pay your heating bill. You could heat up the water in your pipes.
You thinking, yo? I'd say water and then air. I feel like fire. I'm gonna get arrested if I got firebending. No, for that.
Yeah, no fire. I don't have a weapon.
Water bending. I feel like I could do that incognito, like. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, water bending.
I can turn my tap into Fiji water. It'd be lit.
Yo, mad. Especially if you learn blood bending, it's like you're gonna get, like, if police brutality. That ain't happening to you. Oh, I'll put my hands up.
I have no weapon. Know what I'm saying?
They'd be like, why am I moving like this? I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to walk away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But water bending would probably be the best element to have. I ain't going to hold you.
And bro, think about this, right? Think about this. If you got blood bending, right? When you get older, right? Is Viagra a thing you need?
That went really left. Bam sometimes goes off these tangents. I don't know where
It's
he's
like,
going.
I know, coach. We go everywhere we need to go. But like, no, think about it though. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
High blood pressure, where you're a bloodbender.
You're right. You're right. Our audience is necessarily geared for kids or teens to plus.
Hey, when we upload our videos and we click, hey, is this for kids or for not for kids? I click not for kids.
I do too. But yeah, shout out. Bam, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Yeah.
So I think Avatar has one of the best, at least the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first, like, not Korra, because Korra gets a little bit more hectic with, you know,
we got into spirit bending. Like, I didn't understand why waterbenders could bend spirits.
That was a stretch.
Yeah.
And yeah, the lava benders, and that kind of made sense. And it was just the Korra, the evolution just went to places that aren't necessarily as balanced as the initial concept. Is what I'd like to say. I do think though. I'm sorry, I brought Avatar. Do you have one in mind in terms of balance?
There is I could talk about Avatar all day, but moving on to something else. The one series that's even more balanced than Avatar. I think it's more balanced than Avatar because Avatar gets off easy, right? Because the system is very simple, right? Like with Toph, it made absolute sense. Like, oh, you're bending the earth in the metal. You're not really bending metal. You're bending the earth in the metal. Got you, right? But the one series that is complex but does it's just perfect. Hunter x Hunter, man. Hunter x Hunter.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, like Hunter x Hunter's power system. I feel like if we talked about power systems and we spent a whole episode not talking about Hunter x Hunter, yo, the comment section is gonna be crazy. They're gonna be like, "How dare these? These charlatans?" But yeah, Hunter x Hunter is just so freaking balanced, man, and it's so good because it's like there's not a single fight that didn't make sense to me.
No, you're right.
How do I? It's hard for me to even. Could you pull up a chart? Could you pull up that chart with the NAND system on your TV? Can you pull it up?
Yeah. So one simple thing I gotta say. Bubble gum it has the qualities of both rubber and gum, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the NAND chart right now. There's enhancement, transmutation, conjuration, specialization, manipulation, and emission.
And I like how it's set up where it's like like the ones that is the ones each person has their preference, right, based on like their personality, right? They have their one that they connect more with. Like Gon, I think, is amplifier.
I believe he is enhancement,
right? So Gon is enhancement. So Gon, that's his main thing that he's good at. So that's where the rock paper scissors came from, the jock and rock came from. But he also extends to the ones right next to him. So it's like a person just because they have a particular preference where based on their personality and temperament they'll be best at, doesn't mean they can't train and participate in other ones. But it's like the farther away their particular attribute is, the more difficult it's going to be for that particular person to learn that aspect, right? Like where like emitters is diagonal away from where?
So emitters are they like what's the first one away from emitter? I think it's specialized. I'm looking at the wrong chart. Hold up. Emission conjuration. That looks like.
Oh wait, which one was Killua? Killua was. Because he could turn this thing into lightning, right? He could turn
Yeah, you know.
Oh no, I think his one was transmuters. Like his is like
transmutation. His is transmutation. Yeah.
And that's diagonal from enhancer.
It says manipulation.
Really?
That's what it says.
Maybe I got the chart wrong, but maybe I missed
this is a professionally unprofessional podcast.
Yeah.
Well, when we're editing, you probably see the chart and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, every fight made so much sense to me. It's like they broke down the fundamentals of men, and then we see them fight with the fundamentals of men. And then the thing about it is like the series does go to levels where it gets crazy, but it made sense for why it got crazy, because it's like Nen is already an ability that's kind of like, Nen in essence is like, I guess like, it's not necessarily too grounded in reality because it's very like spiritual based, I guess. Like, I guess you got like Nen pores or whatever, you know, that you have to open up. But it's really based on a person's personality. Like, you know, we saw really early on when Nen got introduced that you can literally make a clone of yourself with Nen, right? And like you can literally conjure up chains or conjure up things that don't even exist. So it's like the power system was vast and open enough to like anything happening, but it's structured in such a way that it would make perfect sense for it to happen.
And like the arc with the Chimera Ants, that's like going from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z in terms of like the power scaling. But the people who are fighting, their powers are still very relevant in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Knuckles' ability to, you know, steal your Nen and all that. The smoke guy, like the powers made sense even in front of extreme power. Yeah.
It's like Knuckle, in the right circumstances, could beat Merwin.
Yes.
It's like, in the right circumstances.
You know, Doctor Strange.
That would.
Yes, it's possible.
Yeah. So I like systems in place where it's not necessarily like I'm just more powerful than you. No, it's like I can take advantage of the system in this way, and I can beat you. You know, there's people that I think I like systems that are not, I'm more powerful than you. Like, maybe it's like I'm smarter than you, or I'm more versatile than you. That's the reason why I won. Get what I mean?
Okay.
Like, there's people that could just flex power, right? Like one of the, what was the name of that group? One of the spider.
Well, there's the Zodic family. That's Kalua's family.
Mm-hmm.
And
the Spider Troop.
Yeah, it's just
something like that. I think it's the Spider Troop.
With Crollo and Hisoka was the spy.
Yeah, but there was that character. There was
Phantom Troop.
Oh, Phantom Troop. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Hey, figured it out. But the guy, the big muscular guy, right? His thing was just straight up like enhancement and just overwhelming power, right? So
Uvogan, I think that's his name. Uvogan.
Logan. Like
Uvogan, like Uvogin. I believe that's his name.
Uvogan, right? So like he just used absolute power, right? But it's not that he had absolute power, is that he's like, okay, I like fighting like this. How do I make my Nen complement my fighting style?
I think so I think there was like the test in Hunter x Hunter, right? Where they might either be holding like a cup of water and see what happens to the water, or paper. Maybe I'm fusing Naruto and Hunter x Hunter.
No, that's true. They both had the same scene, actually. They both had the same test.
Similar scenes.
Yeah.
I think one had paper, one had water.
One had like a leaf. Like Naruto had a leaf, the other one just had a cup of water.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much of it is a choice. Like, if they're gonna be more enhancer or more emitter. I think some of it's just like nature, just born that way. And I don't know if because they're born that way, their personality is that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of cycle that is on.
Mm-hmm. Well, based on like that scene, it seems very like he described it as like, okay, whatever happens to his water, this is the attribute of Nen that you are best at. and it's based more on like your person, like your spirit. Like it's kind of like if we say Nen is like this type of energy, right? And this is probably going to be a little bit of headcanon, right? But like if Nen is a particular kind of energy, then Nen adjusts to the type of person you are, right? So Killua is a kind-hearted kid, but he was raised in an environment where he had to be a deceptive, basically a deceptive assassin. So because he was raised in an environment, he adapted to having that as his characteristic. His attribute became transmuter. Like I change the nature of things. Like I change the nature of myself when I'm in combat.
So are you saying you think Nen just grows with a person's personality?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it's not necessarily set in stone, predetermined that you will be an enhancer. If your father's an enhancer, your mom, as your personality grows, your Nen.
I think it's similar to
potential.
Naruto. I think it's similar to Naruto in that way. I think it's similar to Naruto in a way that, like, Naruto's attribute is wind, but that doesn't mean he can't try to do a fireball jutsu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not similar to Naruto in the sense of Nen is a KK Genkai.
Yeah.
But okay, I agree with that.
Except for like when it comes to specialists, because specialists specialists fall in the realm of like, we don't know where to categorize your abilities, so we're just gonna throw it in here. Yeah. I just love Hunter x Hunter, man, in terms of it doesn't miss when it comes to their fights. There's some fights that are more enjoyable than others, right? But their fights always made sense.
I think I have one that tops. Well, these two probably top Hunter x Hunter and Avatar.
Whoa.
Now I might be thinking slightly outside the box.
Okay.
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
All right, go on.
Power scaling, like there is some things like, well, that's a 5-star card. Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's 7 stars, so you need to sacrifice 2 different creatures to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician. You know what I'm saying? 3,000 life points or 2,500 life points. Like this is a very crafted, power scaled.
It has to be balanced. It's like, because I think they built it from this is going to be a game. So we can't create a game where it's like one set of cards just wins. We need to have it very balanced, or like it's not going to be a fun game. People are going to get bored real quickly. Like everyone's deck or everyone's like Pokemon lineup is going to look exactly the same. So they
I played Pokemon cards when I was young, like maybe less than 5. You know what I'm saying? But Yu-Gi-Oh, I think I was playing that for up to like middle school, maybe basically high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Yu-Gi-Oh, not the show. The show, Yami was wild. You know what I'm saying? You could summon a Slifer the Slide Dragon, a Raw, Obelisk, all at once.
I trust in the power of the heart of the cards. Hold on.
Exactly. In the show, Yami was wild. Kaiba was wild. But if you take the show away from the actual power system, it's kind of balanced. It's kind of extremely balanced.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh player. Like literally, my mouse mat is like a Yu-Gi-Oh play mat. So like, I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh ever since like the 0 century, the 2020. Ever since during that time. But I played with some friends online, but I haven't played like the card game in a bit. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! is designed to be incredibly balanced, except for there's some stuff in new Yu-Gi-Oh! With the meta that is just like, if you're not playing these cards, you're not winning. So,
but that's the core of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the core of Yu-Gi-Oh! No
yes. So like, the core of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, yeah. Pokemon? Because I never played the card game, but I did, I played the Game Boy game, and I played the DS games. Pokemon's is actually very complex. But balance. Yeah.
I mean, I know like a level 100 Ho-Oh is not losing to a level 10 Metapod or Centipede. But like,
Yeah.
What's that Pokemon that can only do Harden? Like that's his only attack?
Like
Harden.
Metapod.
Like, I used to hate that thing. So, you get what we're trying to say when we say balance, though.
Yeah. It's like, you don't, because like, I guess I've been describing balance in terms of like, I want to be able to see like a character, any character be viable, right? But it's like, it's also got to be in the like in martial arts, right? Like, take it a little bit into the real world sense. Like, in martial arts, it doesn't matter like how how skilled you are at boxing if your cardio's trash, right? It's like, if you can't like keep up for a round or two, it doesn't matter how good or skilled you are at throwing hands. It's like, you still have to have a certain, lack of a better term, a certain power level to match.
Certain base level.
Yeah, certain base level to like even compete, right? But so in like Pokemon, the base level is like okay, a water Pokemon has the advantage of a fire Pokemon, but a level 5 Squirtle is not going to take on a level 75 Charizard. Like, it's not going to work. It's like the Charizard's HP level is just too high, so it doesn't matter how much advantage that Squirtle has on the Charizard just wins. Yeah. But yeah, I was not expected to bring up Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh.
Just popped in our head.
Yeah, it works though.
We are the unprofessional professional podcast, and some things just fly into our heads, like talking about Viagra.
I'm just saying, bloodbending is powerful, man. Bloodbending.
He went off script. We don't have a script, but it's that the off script moment. So he brought up a good point. If you want to hear more content like us, like this, or if you have a conversation, if you're thinking about a power scaling that we ain't talk about, feel free to mention it in the comment section.
Yes.
I feel like we talked about the bigger, the main.
We talked about Dragon Ball. We talked about Bleach, and the lack of. I'm not even going to talk about Bleach.
Oh wow.
We got Naruto. We got Hunter x Hunter. We got Avatar in there. Yeah, I think we talked about some good ones.
One quick thing: early One Piece, that was pretty balanced. That was pretty balanced with the power scaling. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty clever. With like, oh, that's a rubber guy. That's a smoke guy. When they started adding the hockey and everything, the Death Fruit get less important. I think we kind of talked about this in a previous episode, but
yeah, I agree with you on that. Early One Piece, very balanced. Is like, all right, you lucked out if you got a Logia, like you lucked out, like. But now it's like Logia's like, okay, all right.
You mean you got lucky?
Yeah, like you got lucky. If you got early One Piece, if you're just a random character and you ate a fruit that gave you the power to turn into like rocks or turn into fire, you're lucky. You're lucky. It's like maybe the one thing is like you might not like the fact that you can no longer go to the swimming class, but it's like you're lucky. If you want to be a pirate.
Now I'm thinking about it. How did Buggy find out that you know what I'm saying? And there's some devil fruit like you don't know until you know.
Yeah, that's true. That is right. That is true because with Luffy, when he ate the fruit, as soon as like Shanks picked him up and tried to shake him, his legs started stretched down. So it was like, oh, made sense. But with Buggy, I don't think your hands are just detaching without you.
Yeah. Like
he could detach himself. Right, but like, why would you think about? I'ma just send my hand out there. He must have.
I know. Yeah, like I think, like I seen in the show that Shanks scared him and he swallowed it by accident.
Yeah.
But maybe at that moment he knew what fruit it was. Mm-hmm. But let's say if he didn't know the fruit. Let's say you just happen to be hungry, you see a fruit, you eat it, and you get Buggy's fruit, or a lot of fruits in the world. These, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're in a pirate battle, you get cut, and your arm falls off, and you're like,
ah! Wait, I'm not bleeding? Hold on.
But you don't know until that happens to you. Man, you spend 90 years of your life trying to figure out what to do, and
You know,
like that.
You know who could have used that fruit? Shanks.
Who? Oh. Shanks to use that fruit.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to be able to swim over there and save Luffy. So I mean, you know,
yeah, that's true. That's trure. That's
pros
true.
and cons, right?
To finish off the conversation, what power from an anime? So like we did same question with with Avatar in terms of what element would you like to control over in modern day. But what power from an anime would you like in modern day?
That can use on a regular.
Mm-hmm. You have to have the restrictions of that power though. But
okay,
yeah,
that's easy.
What is it?
You ever see Attack on Titan?
This guy's crazy.
No. You know, on a regular day to day,
yeah.
I think. Well, I mean, I'm thinking about the Sharingan or Byakugan, but I feel like the Byakugan isn't that useful on a day to day life.
Yeah, if you're trying to. Because like the Byakugan is like if you're just trying to like peep on people, it's like if you're a creep, sure, it's useful.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you're not trying to square up with people and look for their weak points and chakra points on a regular day basis.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I mean the Sharingan, like that's probably waterbending. To be honest with you,
waterbending.
This that's very useful.
Yeah,
extremely useful.
I agree. I'm trying to think. I was gonna say, you ever watch JoJo's?
Yeah.
Okay, so JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they have a power system where there's basically this magical arrow. You get stabbed with it. If you survive, you basically can summon a spiritual ghost that's supposed to represent like your personality and like who you are internally. And the powers are like wild, right? Like you have one power that's literally like you can switch yourself with a different dimension version of yourself. You have powers where you can make anything explode, like a lot of different powers, but it's all based on the person's personality, right? So like some people, I would go with JoJo's, but it's also like if you're the type of person that is like, say for example, you're the type of person that's like you're a shonen and you hate going outside, then your stand might come out with a power that prevents people from coming, that makes you be a better shonen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're a person that has like a mental instability, then your stand might follow that mental instability. So it's like it's very personality based. So like I'm thinking based on my personality that I would have a stand up be really cool and useful in my life, but you never know, like your stand might be like, nah, sorry bro, that's not the power I got, So waterbending is mad useful, man.
Waterbending is super speed, but I feel like super speed, that's cool.
It's cool.
But you know what? Next episode we might talk about X-Men powers and everything like that. I feel like that's a better because there's whole movies that kind of revolve around the real world and everything like that versus things about the anime.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So let us know in the comment section what powers you want in anime, cartoon, media history.
Yeah, in real life. Because I ain't about to turn into no colossal titan in real life. Like,
you gotta eat your whole parent or someone before you to like get that.
I only live for 13 more years. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's a fail right there.
Like, I feel like they should give the power to 60-year-olds or something.
What happened?
I feel like they should give the power to like people that are like upper in age. I think that's more humane. I feel like more humane.
I see what you're saying.
But yeah.
Thank you all for coming. Till next time.
Yeah.
Till next time?
Yeah, appreciate. Well, we gotta do our outro.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. This is what happened, y'all. So about like 40-ish minutes ago, my laptop got an update that said we will restart your laptop in an hour. And I don't know how serious they are about that. Oh, it's right now. It's
shoot! Okay, guys. Thank you guys for watching the video. We really appreciate you guys. Check the description for all of our contact information and reach out to us. Yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace. Yeah.